Hi guys, it's MLNNNYC, and today we have a guest feature, Herbie from VTrails.
Represent it.
Represent VTrails. This is the February video. We're going to talk about Black History Month and the pressures of Valentine's Day. So, Black History Month is first. So what do you guys have to say about that?
Well, first I guess we should break down what Black History Month really is, you know?
Yeah.
To me, I feel like we had this fight of not knowing who we were or not knowing what to be proud about ourselves, and then it comes to a point where we did get free and we were demanding something from the people for our pain and suffering, and now we have this month. But now,
do you feel like it's oversaturated now, or do you feel like people just don't care? It lost its history, its quality, the meaning?
I feel like it's obsolete now. You know, because like before I felt like it was it was an amazing thing. It was like, yes, a whole month that we need to focus on our history. But then it
like people don't focus on it anymore.
But it comes to effects like, why only just this month? Why? What are we learning within the next 12 months, especially of how pivotal our presence in Americans' history we are to the moment, you know?
No, I agree. I definitely agree. Where I went to school, I was like the only black girl in my class, and like this month it was very awkward for me because everybody's like looking at me to teach them about Black history, and I'm only 7 years old. Like
the alien.
Who's Malcolm X?
I know just as much as you do, maybe a little bit more, but there is a lot of pressure for that month. But I would watch like HBO or PBS Kids, and they would have some things on the television for the month. That was great to learn, but like you said, I feel like why just 1 month? Why 30? Wait, there's 28 days. The shortest month of the whole year. 28th, one leap year is there, so basically 27. 27 days of just celebrating Black history.
After creating so much.
And it's actually, it's interesting because, as you brought it up, like growing up in elementary, I think it was about 9 black kids for our grade.
The whole grade, yeah.
At my school, and we had one guy whose parents, they came in and were with our class probably like once a month, and they came in and they did like a Kwanzaa and they did Black History Month, and it was just like so awkward because our whole class was Asian or European, and it was just kind of like, okay, yeah, what are we learning from these people? Let's it was kind of, it wasn't really, I didn't feel like people wanted to know. We went through so many, like, even as children, like so many little race issues amongst ourselves, because
and I find that
I
feel like that's it because we don't focus the rest of the year on it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's shoved in your face this one time of the year, and then the whole rest of the time it's forgotten. So people don't know how to accept that.
365 days.
Yeah, they're kind of like, whoa, like
you know.
I'm definitely all for us celebrating and learning about our history and where we come from and stuff like that. But to have it focused on 1 month, it's kind of
degrading.
It's
degrading.
It's really truthfully obsolete. Like that's like saying, if we were to break it down, it's like every culture has a month. Like if we just had a month of learning about that culture, it's like that's
different.
It's literally just saying like,
but it's
all you need to know is
different.
this one.
If once a month we celebrated a different culture, I'd be all for that because that's cool to me. I find that's different. If once a month we focus, culture month, that'd be perfectly fine. I'd be fine with it. But it's awkward with 1 month, one race.
And especially because nowadays, even like the term, because I like what they call African American because it does remind me of my roots. But at the end of the day, like,
does it?
It does remind me.
You know which tribe you're from in Africa and all
Oh,
that?
no, not at all. But it reminded me that I came, like my parents came from a place that came from Africa. My parents are Haitian, so.
Hey, ça passe.
Ça fait nula.
I wish I had a flag. Just for you guys.
I don't care.
They are terrible right now. They're so distracting.
Sorry.
But
we're in the cultures of the world.
term African American. Oh my God, this is.
We're gonna touch on that later.
There's so
We're
many
gonna talk about black,
layers
being
that
black,
goes up
African American,
into
person of color. We'll definitely touch on that.
yeah.
But the Black History thing.
Do
You know,
think we should
what's
still have
weird
it?
is, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence of if we
too.
should have it or not, because I have two little sisters. I have a 4-year-old sister and a 6-year-old sister. And right now, like my 6-year-old sister came home and she didn't know who Martin Luther King was. And you know,
they don't teach it anymore.
They
in
don't teach it
school.
anymore. She just knew like that he had a dream. And that's the only thing she knew.
She didn't know what the dream was about.
She didn't know anything.
She don't know
She
anything about
understands.
dreams.
And she goes to an all-black school, mind you. So I don't know. I feel like you said, it is kind of obsolete because at the end of the day, they're still not learning.
But
At all?
if I could just touch on that, there was a book, and I don't have all the facts, so disclaimer. You can look it up yourself. But there was a book that was just created, and it just was published within the last few weeks, and it is a Happy Birthday Abraham Lincoln book with the slaves on the front cover smiling and cutting Abraham Lincoln's cake.
Why did they do this?
So now we're in a level where we're at a point in American history where we are trying to completely wash out the fact that
Slavery existed.
slavery ever existed.
That's what we don't want.
And slavery is being looked at as something that has been multifaceted and something that is cross-cultural, but also something that is just the norm.
Just happened. Like,
we had slaves, and then now they're just not there anymore. Like, we're avoiding the reality of the fact that this was a moment. This wasn't a moment in history, but this was decades and hundreds of years in our history that was filled with negativity.
Not even, but it just broke down
And
to the mentality now.
It's a systematic
Yeah.
destruction at this point.
The worst part about it is a lot of cultures, they're like, man, everybody went through slavery. But the funny thing is, it's true. Like, everybody did go through slavery. The difference is that
when you're still living in it,
they wasn't,
that's the difference.
They weren't wiped out of their whole entire intelligence. Like,
Yeah.
you were a slave, but you had your name.
Yeah.
Goldstein is still Goldstein.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea what my last name is. I wasn't even.
You're stripped of an identity.
I didn't even get to learn how to read. That was never heard of ever in any slavery. Like, they didn't knock it. Like, it was literally
stripped of your family, your identity, your home, everything. Like,
it's almost.
And then they're like, and then now they're looking at us like, yo, like, so why you ain't up yet? It's like, what? We just got out.
But then
like,
they release you and you're free. But then they create a system to hold you down and keep you at the bottom.
So we have this education system right now that's in place. Elementary, middle school, high school, even in college, because college now we're at a level where we're strictly being funded by certain things. Like, you're getting funded by different organizations. You don't know which organization, food corps, prisons, politicians. So we're at this point where the children are growing up not knowing who Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Malcolm X. They don't even talk about Malcolm X in school at all.
It's to the point where even growing up as a kid, our Black history was limited to only 3 figures. We only had Malcolm X, we only had Dr. Martin Luther King
And Rosa
Jr.
Parks.
and we only had Rosa Parks, and those were the 3 people. We didn't know that
Nelson Mandela.
We didn't even know that the light was not invented by, who was that?
Thomas Jefferson?
Thomas Edison.
You mean Thomas Edison? You mean the inside of the light bulb?
Yes, that the main filament of the light came from George Latimer, who was an apprentice for Thomas Edison, and no credit is ever given to that. We know about peanut butter, ice cream, the stoplight, stop signs, all of these
cell phones,
freaking cures
cures that were created.
Medicine. How about the blue heart?
What?
That blue heart syndrome. There's like even a movie on it, like the first operation to cure.
Literally, all of these things created by melanated people that is completely whitewashed, if I'm just going to be blunt about it. And the children are growing up and they have no knowledge that they have any ownership over anything. The whole idea is, hey, you don't have any ownership in this country because you were brought here on a boat. When the truth is,
we all were.
No, the truth is, Christopher Columbus got lost. The Indianos, as the Spanish called them, which meant black people who were with God, found the Europeans and helped them.
The natives?
The natives found the Europeans and helped them, and were completely wiped out by the Trail of Tears and tons of other things that were done to completely create a genocide for their nations. So
you know what I learned
all of
too?
this is gone in school.
They put what's that, smallpox on the blankets and gave them out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's all about completely wiping out and destroying.
What?
It's like you have this whole, like, so kids.
Maybe Black History Month should be like white exposed.
White exposed.
Let's just expose
Dear white people.
all the white
Dear white people.
all the evilness that is done. Just like, I did this.
Maybe. I think that would actually be a great idea.
Dear white people. Start Dear White People Part 2. Start going in and just blasting information, because people don't have the information, and they've been going off of stories.
He said, she said,
that
word of mouth, but not even factual. Folk tales.
Folk tales, yeah. I'm tales. Tale. Folk tales.
So, are we all in agreement that there should be no Black History Month?
I think your history is something that
it's every day,
eternalized within
every
you
day and living. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think Black History Month has anything to do with. I think not having a Black History Month doesn't have anything to do with, oh, other races don't get it. I don't care what other races get.
I don't.
I just feel like we did fight really hard for this month.
But the thing is, we will continue fighting for things that we need, but things turn obsolete. Everything has its time of expiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a time that calls for physical act, just like, and this is no shade to nobody, and I don't mean to throw shade at anybody, because if it is, it is. Just like marching or protesting, that's an obsolete form of actual attention.
I think that's a little bit different.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a little different.
Cause like, and wait, let me just say, let me explain what I mean by that. Like, before, it was to show awareness. Because we didn't have the internet, we didn't know what was going on, especially because the news wasn't telling who was getting killed or what injustices people were. So people were literally in the not-know because it was a white media, it was a white newspaper. Now that we have the internet, we can see that. You know what I'm saying? So to get along together, if we're gonna
I feel like people are getting exposed and they don't care. Like, before, people didn't want to get exposed. They were like, no, I don't want to be, But now people are getting exposed and they don't care.
It's not a priority.
So there's no justice.
Not a priority in this country. So.
But again, we're off topic.
We're off. Sorry.
Hot for Black History Month. Hot every white person.
I feel like if we do have Black History Month, then we really need to have a Black History Month, and we really need to support, and we really need to.
The educational system does not support.
That's what I'm saying. So then, if we're not going to have that
to teach Black History Month,
but like,
they don't have the education to teach.
But in what sense do you feel like does it make sense to have an algebra month?
No, of course not.
Does it make sense?
But I'm just saying, like, they fought so hard for us to have this month to celebrate.
But they fought for it because there was nothing there. Now that we have something, we have the internet, we have tools in order for us to teach ourselves and our children.
It's in the process. What we're saying is, it's in the process. People think that our history has been erased. It has never been erased.
It's never going to be
erased. Process of being hidden. These hidden truths. If we were not, and you guys can go right back a few videos and watch the What's in Melanin video. It was stated by one of our guests, if we were not a threat to this country, our history, our lives there would be no issue for us.
But we are
not a threat.
We are money makers. We are very intelligent. We are.
And this is
we are superheroes.
Just faster.
Everything. Like, if we, oh my God, man, we are some great people.
We are, and we appreciate you guys every day.
Amazing.
So this is something, Black History for me is every day. I internalize it with myself. We got tons of blogs besides MLNNNYC. We got Blavity, we got Blavity, we got the Melanin Project, we got Melanin Monday,
Team Melanin,
we have what's that? Team Melanin. We got Black Girl Magic, even shout out to them. We have tons of blogs and tons of different
on the
sites
rise coming up
that are giving us the information, DNA info. We have tons of places and resources that we can go to get this information about Black excellence, about different businesses within our community. We have that, so we need to start utilizing that every single day, sharing these every single day, and looking up to our fake celebs, our Instagram celebs, our Twitter celebs who have that information that they are sharing.
That's
and
we need to make a
share
video
that.
on that. Music is coming.
It's coming with it.
We need
That's
to talk
our
about
history.
music because
This
the
is an
music, the
archive.
influence music has on. Not really want to talk on that music and art. But
We gotta cut this.
We gotta cut this, guys. Valentine's Day is coming next.
Next.
Thank you, guys.